police were called by
Welcome to another edition of Let's Talk About It. This is Susan Johnson, and I'm here with my co-host Dennis O'Brien, and we are here with our fabulous, wonderful guest, David Foster, who's got some news to tell us about some of the great things he's going to be doing this weekend here at Eastern Connecticut State University. Welcome to the show, David. Thank you so much for being with us today. We really appreciate you.
It's nice to be with you, Susan, and it's nice to be with you, Dennis.
Great to have you,
and nice to be with you, Matt.
Nice to be with you too, David.
All right, yes.
Yeah, I'd like to say Merry Christmas to everyone and Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah.
Absolutely. This is the holiday season, so it's time to wish everybody all kinds of happiness.
Yes, that's right. We could sure use some.
Yes, we could.
But
We're going to take it. Take the happiness and
we'll take it. We'll take it any way we can get it.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you're providing us with happiness coming up this weekend. And this is
yeah,
Sunday,
that's right.
right?
This Sunday over at the Eastern Fine Arts Center, that beautiful, stunning theater. You know, I've been singing for about 52 years for money. Mm-hmm. And, you know, a lot of people have said, you know, Lefty, did you ever play this place? And I'd say, did it have electricity? And they went, yeah. I played it. You know. But anyway, out of all the places I've ever sang, and I've sang in thousands of places, that's the nicest room I've ever sang in my life. So it's always, you know, such a treat to sing in that room. And, you know, it's like, you don't even really need a microphone. It's just like it's like Carnegie Hall. It's perfect, except it's smaller, you know.
It's
but very intimate. Yeah, every seat is good visually and audibly. So I mean, you hear everything. You can hear a pin drop in the balcony. You can hear anything. So it's wonderful. I hardly use a microphone there. So
it's a beautiful thing, and I know you've been there before, and it's just a wonderful place, and it's such a great thing. The design and everything that went into it. Every time we've gone there, whoever the artist is or whoever is putting on the show. Is always commented on the great acoustics in that area. It's beautifully done as well. It's visually nice, and the acoustics are perfect. So
and then the lighting is wonderful.
Yes.
I mean everything. It's just they didn't, you know, when they bought that they didn't buy one Steinway. They bought two. So I booked two piano players. You know, of course, my usual Mitch Chikora will play one, and then. Al Copley, the leader of Room Full of Blues, one of the leaders, you know, will play the other one. So, you know, and then we have the organ and then and modern keyboards. So we'll have four keyboards, and it should be just wonderful. You know, I mean the Stones horn section's coming, the Uptowns. So we'll have you know the Uptown crew, and then James Montgomery's coming, and.
I'm very happy. I'm going to see
Jeff Pitchell,
Cliff Goodwin again. I love Cliff Goodwin.
Yeah, you do. You love Cliff.
I'm a big fan of Cliff Goodwin's. He puts on an incredible show.
Cliff, if you can hear us in Worcester, Dennis loves you.
I do.
Well, maybe you'll hear us on the podcast because we're going to blast this next week and tell everybody about the great work that you've done and how you're working so hard to help us fund this Covenant Soup Kitchen because
what a problem this year, huh? With the broken freezer and.
Oh my God!
I went in there last 2 weeks ago, just when it had happened, not knowing.
Right.
And you know, I went to Kimberly and I said, "Kimberly, you need anything?" And she just burst into tears.
She's so amazing.
You
what
know,
a good heart.
I felt so bad for her. She was, you know. So after she told me what had happened, you know, I just went, "Oh my God," you know. So just recently, we did a fundraiser in the Capitol Theater, which was. Another stunning theater, and we played the Cotton movie. You know that's it's critically acclaimed. It's you know, and you know it's all about James Cotton when he had no parents.
Yeah.
And when he was starting, they captured him from 9 years old on.
Wow.
In the cotton fields, and he had no shoes, no socks, no and everything. And it was just so enlightening for all the Cotton fans that spend many a night at Shabu, you know.
Right.
So, you know, of course, Montgomery was there with some of his musicians, sang a song. Bruce John came and sang a song. And I said, I'm not going to sing because I want to save I want people to hear me sing at Eastern, but what I'll do is I'll tell a couple of Cotton stories.
Yes.
So, I told him the story about, taking him to Bill's Number 7 after a show one night. You know,
Yeah.
Joe Corsi was single-handedly running the place, as we all remember, right?
Oh,
yeah.
yes, I remember.
And it was packed, and you know,
in an inimitable way.
yeah, and Cotton had a stud jacket on, you know, and he had drank a few Budweisers after the show and probably smoked a few joints, so his eyes looked like the street map of Philadelphia. So anyway, of course he picked up on it immediately. So when he got down, we were sitting at the counter, you know, at the end. So when he got to Cotton, and Cotton gave that big smile with the dimples, you know, and the freckles, and his eyes were so bloodshot. Of course, he started smirking. He goes, "And what do you want to eat?" So Cotton looked at him. He goes, "I want 2 eggs over easy, cooked in the pan so it won't be greasy. I want a tag of steak on the left-hand plate. And if you ain't got it, go out and get it, because I ain't leaving till you get back with it."
Oh my God, how great
Bedlam
is
ensues, and the restaurant goes ballistic. Everybody in the place goes crazy. And of course, he had that, you know, he carried a whole bunch of plates. He just went, psh, and they all, you know, and he was crying. He was laughing so hard. He was a dead serious guy.
He
Remember?
was.
You know, but anyway, he just,
Yes.
he was.
That's great.
You know, how do you forget? I mean, you can't make that stuff up.
No, you can't. That's fabulous.
So,
wow.
and we raised, after I paid the expenses for the theater and all the advertising and the sound, and we raised $9,000 for Kim
Oh,
that
that's
night.
wonderful. That is so needed. That is so wonderful.
Yeah.
What was it? How many million? More than 1 million meals she served last
Oh,
year.
God,
More
yeah,
than 1
yeah.
million. And it's
Well,
not
she's
just
serving
Wyndham.
10 towns.
Right. It's this region. It's
You
this
know.
whole region. Yes.
And it's so ridiculous, you know, how everybody's, you know, Willimantic, but they come,
serve
Willimantic
the
takes care
region.
of a lot of people.
We
man.
serve the region, and we need
Yeah.
to really keep that in mind, that we are here, we are doing the work for every town around us. We are doing
Yeah,
the work.
yeah.
And we are the giving town, and they kind of don't understand what's going on here. The surrounding towns don't really to speak of.
Yeah, they just, you know.
They just take advantage of us.
Well, yeah, but there are a few from the outskirts that do care about the soup kitchen, and they do their own little fundraisers for
That's
them.
great.
Which is great.
Very, very good.
You know, however Kimmy can get her money to do what she needs to do to fund that place, I'm all for it, you know.
Oh, I am too. I'm
Yeah,
not. What I'm
yeah,
saying, I'm thinking
yeah.
more of the town governments when they look at
Oh, yeah.
how we're working and what we have to deal with here. The town governments. I'm not talking about the individuals or some of the nonprofit groups.
Right.
Those people are certainly understanding and very, very supportive.
Yeah.
But when you take a look at how they look at, well, we don't want to add housing in our district, and
I'm surprised when you go to the state capitol, you don't have like a bayonet and like a helmet.
Don't give her any.
I mean, these days it must be. Hey, you know.
What she does, though, she has made it clear to everybody down there of our situation here in Willimantic. We have a wonderful town.
Yeah, we do.
We have lots and lots of wonderful people, and we have. But what we are is a town that welcomes everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody is welcome in Wyndham, Willimantic. And there's a home for everybody if we can possibly home. It used to be anyway. Some people are homeless. It's tough, but
Shh! Don't. The cabinet guys that from the new administration might find out. Shh! Don't say anything. They'll come burn the town down.
But we got the shelter. And
those guys.
shelters. We have shelters here.
Yeah.
We shelter people.
We have three,
we make sure.
3 shelters for the
That's right.
homeless.
That's right. With
Yeah.
the
And
homeless
the
shelters, they
surrounding
make
towns
sure.
don't have any.
Yeah.
None in the surrounding towns.
Right.
Well, nobody wants to deal with it because it's not easy.
No.
It's not
And
easy.
these people are very challenged. Some of them are veterans, and they're just those poor souls. Some of them are just lost, or just they ran into a tough spell, and then they couldn't. They just became homeless and
that's
hungry.
very, that's very well said, because I don't think people understand the fact that a lot of the problems with poverty and homelessness in this country have to do with somebody had an accident and became permanently injured. Somebody lost one of the breadwinners in the family, and then they have to do all of everything themselves.
And they have children and parents to take care of at the same time.
And they don't have the resources when they have these losses of physiological loss. They get cancer, or they get something that makes them disabled. They get, like I say, death, injury, illness. These are the things that cause the poverty. And we have lost out on providing subsidies for people like that because under the last several administrations, except for Obama and except for Biden, we have lost out on getting the money to the low-income population. And that has really created a problem. When Dennis and I worked for Legal Services, we didn't have this homelessness back in the 80s and the 70s. But as things got worse, they started to create these soup kitchens. I thought, that'll be temporary. No, because they cut back on the food stamps. Because why? They're selling the food on the international market now. They're getting their money. Except for the tariffs, that will be added to these things. So, and then when they did the tariffs, what happened? They got the subsidies from our government, but still selling on the international market. So, and I'm going to digress, and Dennis is giving me that look. Stop digressing.
You're digressing well, Susan. But
well,
this is what she does at the Capitol.
No, I know. That's why I said, bring the bayonet. I get it without even being there.
She's not at the bayonet stage yet. I don't want to.
Well, you know what it is she's such a sweetheart, and she's so well informed that they better be quite careful when they address her because she knows what's going on.
They know it, David, but still it is a problem because a lot of the issues with people being homeless, people needing food, needing basic needs are really focused on 10 or 15 cities in the state.
Right.
One of them is my hometown, New Britain, and Hartford, of course. Hartford has
New Britain, Waterbury. You can count them on your hand. Bridgeport, Hartford. We know what they are.
Yeah, and they're doing so much. Yeah. And then every once in a while, somebody will say around Hartford, somebody will say, "Well, why can't Hartford do this and why can't Hartford do that?" And from a suburban town, they say, Hartford's doing everything it can do.
And more.
Yeah, we had a good friend over there who was mayor over there. He's been on the show many times, and it's a real tough gig, and thanks to people like you, statewide, we somehow manage, but we could do better. And I think that's the point Susan's making, and the point she makes that she's waking up the people in the legislature to these things because a lot of them live in suburban towns and they just don't know. You you grew up here. You've been here all your life, and
well, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, and
I've seen it go through all its changes, just like Susan has.
You have, and we came here and we were in legal aid. I was in legal aid for 23 years and worked with the poor, and I can tell you she's right. The problems of the poor, it's harder to be poor today than it was a while ago.
Yeah, it's unbelievably more difficult.
Prices go up. it affects them more than it does.
Oh, yeah.
it's
like. But
like.
anyway, let's get.
I just wanted to say one more thing about that.
I just want to talk about the concert a little bit.
Yeah, I do too. But I just want to say
the concert. The concert's been plugged. It's been plugged.
We want to plug it.
We beat the concert to death. Look, show up at the concert or you're fired.
Okay, okay. Whatever you say, pal.
But you know what I mean. I'm not worried. Come on.
We will be there.
Back in the day, before we had these programs that provided nice subsidies for people that were eliminated during the Reagan administration, Bush administration, the Clinton administration, and into the Bush II administration, those programs are now, we see the result of the elimination of the programs that helped the people stay in the homes, that helped us build housing, that helped us provide food when people fell on these hard times with injuries and illness and death in the family. And so when we lose those things, we see what happened. Now, back in the day, where my family came from, a very rural area where in Maine, that they were so rural, it wasn't even a township because it didn't have 100 people in 30 square miles. It's called Plantation 14 in Maine. And so there was no township. But they were poor. They were rural poor. But they were able to hunt and grow their food and farm and do the things. And they knew how to do everything.
They could just take care of themselves without anything.
Farmers know how to do everything if they had the land. You can't do that in the city. You don't have the room to do all.
That's true.
You can't have a few, cows and hens and things in the city. Like, for example, in New York
I'd like
City.
to plant something here, but there's a little bit too much litter over here. That's what I hate. I can't stand that when I see people just throwing stuff on the ground.
Yes, that's
it's
right.
Like, hey, we pig,
Yeah, exactly. Why aren't they
clean
not
up after yourself? Well, I mean, who taught you that? You know?
Yeah, they didn't get taught anything, so that's the problem. They aren't taught to clean up after themselves, and I always wonder why we don't, say start out in like nursery school and kindergarten, pick up after yourself all the way through school.
Yeah, that'd be a good recess.
Yeah, I'd say yeah. But anyway, I digress. But I just wanted to add that.
And then make sure civics are reintroduced.
Absolutely. And one of the things we can thank the former Secretary of the State and State Representative Denise Merrill for is at least getting civics back into the high school curriculum for a quarter of a credit. At least that's
By the way, guess who the
mandatory.
MC is Sunday?
Who?
Denise Merrill.
Oh, wonderful.
Great choice.
Very
Great
good
choice.
choice. Very good.
I just said, Denise, would you please consider
Yeah.
us? And she went, yeah. She goes, I'd
course.
love to do that. And I,
Oh,
and I said, it's probably, more refreshing than counting votes, right? she loves. But anyway, she's going to come with her husband. And,
Wonderful.
Yeah, it'll be
Wonderful.
nice to see Steve, and
Absolutely.
Dr. Leach. So
I'm so
He's a-
glad.
yeah,
There's another guy who was like-minded with us, and I remember when I was judge of probate, and I'd go to the nursing homes, and anywhere else I wouldn't see a doctor I could talk to, but Dr. Leach was always at St. Joe's.
and he always gave it an hour of his time.
If I had a hearing going on and I had an issue with somebody and I wanted to know something, I'd run out in the hallway and say, hey, Steve, come on down. Would you come on down here? Not every doc could do that.
No,
I don't
and I
wanna-
mean he got
was
got
special. He was so special.
it. Oh yeah, he got it. He's a
Great-
special.
Oh,
man, yeah.
great person, and I was a patient of that group. Like Dr. Kilgannon was my doc, but Steve Leach was a peach of a guy, a real big heart and a very, very capable guy. And I'm really happy to hear that. I didn't know Denise was going to be that's good news. I haven't heard that anywhere except
Yeah,
on Let's
so-
Talk About It. That's
Well,
Denise Merrill is going to be the host. That's
Yes,
wonderful.
yeah. I mean,
MC.
I subtly try to start as much trouble as I can.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I mean,
Good trouble.
that's
Good
good
trouble.
trouble. That
Yeah,
is
trouble.
good trouble.
That is good
That's
trouble.
very good trouble.
That's right.
yeah. That kind of trouble we welcome any chance we can get. But
You got it.
Denise, if you're listening, we love you.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
We adore Denise Merrill.
Denise does often
Amazing
listen to
work.
the show, and she's
Amazing
been
work.
on it many times.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's great. But I just want to make sure everybody knows it's Sunday, December 15th.
It's this Sunday.
It's
yeah,
4 o'clock at East
This
ECSU.
Sunday, get there. I would say the concert starts at 4, so I would get 3:15, 3:30. There's going to be some mingling and some we'll do some merchandising and some stuff, the souvenirs and stuff like
Oh,
that
really?
out in the foyer.
Oh, that would be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just
That's a great
Such
thing.
a great place. I mean, you picked.
It is beautiful.
For a wintertime show. I mean, there are other great places that you've done. I mean, you mentioned the one down on Main Street, the school,
the Capitol Theater.
Capitol
Yeah,
Theater
that's
used
a
to be the
beauty.
theater.
Yeah.
That is a great venue.
And I was on that board with what's his name? I can't believe it.
I can believe
He's
that.
90-something years old, and his son works for the town as a building, not a building inspector, but
Oh, Al Vertife.
yes.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
Al Vertife.
good- yeah.
So I'm saying
He
Al
is over
Vertife.
90.
Matt
It was Al
Vertife.
Vertife, myself, and two other people, and those two other people have passed on. But there was four of us that had the job of taking the old Capitol Theater from a condemned building and to try to bring it back to life. And we made a deal with the state, and all of a sudden, we found $25 million from the state to be invested into that theater.
Yes.
So, I feel pretty good that
You
that was
should.
one thing that we got
Oh, man.
done that, people forget it's been so long.
People take it for
We didn't
granted.
forget. We used to be in that building.
We used to work in that building. We
Yeah.
had our legal aid office in
Yeah,
there.
it was-
Second and third floors.
Exactly. That was us. And
Was
then-
that Dr. Anderson's building? He was one over, yeah.
Yeah, he was one
Yeah.
over. I think.
I remember and Dr.
that's-
Rothblatt, I used to get a shot. Just walking in the office, I'd start crying. He scared the hell out of me.
The dentist you mean, and Dr. Anderson. Yeah.
No, Dr. Anderson was a doctor, too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Anderson.
You're
Oh,
thinking
yeah.
of Dr. Fox.
Oh, that's right. No, Dr. Anderson
Harry Fox was
actually
a sweetheart.
he was a general practitioner, pediatrician. Anderson.
General practitioner.
Yeah, he was great, and I went to him, and he was fabulous. I would.
And Rothblatt was a good doctor. It was just he was
yeah.
scary when you were 2 years old.
Yeah, well.
Anybody with
you
a
know.
needle is scary. When
Well,
you're
he
two.
was just, yeah. I used to remember, I used to
Mummy would say, "It's going to be good for you. Don't worry."
Yeah, well, see, I was always under the threat. If you don't behave, we're going to take you right down the street, and Pinky White's going to put you in jail.
Oh my! No, I never got offered
he
that.
was the police chief then, Pinky
Yeah,
White.
yeah.
So oh no, I don't want to go to jail. He was 3 years old, you know.
Yeah.
So I was threatened like every hour.
Oh, you were busy, weren't you?
Oh, this is ridiculous. Yeah.
He's a busy boy.
I'm out on bond still right now.
Anyway, we're again. I gotta get everybody back on message here, especially with regards to the concert.
You are the best concert promoter. I think you should be like Bill Graham Jr.
I will. Hey, you know what it is. I'm pushing for being the MC at the next concert. That's what I'm doing. Or.
I love that. Well, the band was going to play, but Dennis took up about 95 minutes worth of emceeing.
No,
Thank you so much.
The band went home.
Foster.
It was like,
Thank you.
Susan would do that. I wouldn't do that.
No.
Everybody says
I love that. Blame it on her.
That's
Everybody
classic
says-
Dennis.
Everybody
Hey,
says
Matt,
I talk too
you better
much.
call the cops. This is getting out
Matt,
of hand.
everybody
Yeah.
says.
Okay.
No, this happens a lot. It's not just when you're here. I told Wayne Norman. I said, Wayne, it's you have a great show, but you're the only host, so you can talk anytime you want. But I'm on a show with a co-host who likes to talk too. So every once in a while, there's a little battle for the airtime.
Yeah, well, I'm going to share something that Bruce John said. He called me the other day and he goes, we're so alike, and I said, yeah, we are. He goes, I'm sort of like you. He goes, when I get my Viagra right now, I cut it into 6, and then I take the 6th of the pill, and it's just enough so now I don't pee on my sneaker.
All right. Okay, Matt.
On that, let's change the channel.
Matt Rupar standing there with a
Matt's
beautiful
going,
black T-shirt.
Matt's
with
going,
green
what the
writing.
hell is going
It says
on here?
Matt Rupar on the T-shirt. That's fantastic, Matt.
Yeah.
That is a cool
I do
T-shirt.
love that. Yes, you look great.
I want to get one that says Dennis O'Brien on it.
We're going
I
right to
know
a
you
break
can.
right now, and we'll be right back after these messages. Welcome back, everyone. This is Susan Johnson. I'm here with my co-host, Dennis O'Brien, and our very special guest this evening who does great work for our community and the region, and he's going to do something wonderful this Sunday on December 15th between 4 and 7 at Eastern Connecticut State University. He's going to have a wonderful concert. David, thank you so much for being here for the Shaboo All-Stars, and you're going to help raise funds for the soup kitchen.
You know what's really funny? The cash at the door price is cheaper than the advance price
Oh, really?
because there's no ticket fee and there's no, there's no whatever. You know what I'm saying? So
Sure.
it's probably like 45 or 44. I think it's $45 or something if you pay cash. I think, but then we were just hoping that we were going to charge people to get out. And then really make some money.
I think that's a good,
maybe 10 to get out.
Isn't there a song or something of somebody on a bus that,
We should try to do something.
Oh.
But,
Yeah.
Let me tell you the story of a man named Charlie. Yeah, that one.
You know? Go
Yeah,
ahead.
the MTA.
Go ahead, MTA.
No,
yeah.
I'm not going to sing anymore. The MTA, the story of the MTA.
Dennis is holding out for big money.
It was the.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh God, this is so. Hey, this is like endless material here. I love that. Okay.
Hey,
Quick.
you probably don't go back that far.
Well,
It was the Kingston Trio.
Oh, I go back to
But
Kingston.
you
Trio.
remember
Yeah,
that from
yeah.
the Massachusetts
Yeah.
subway system.
Yeah, I
It was
go
great.
back.
It was great.
The Smothers Brothers.
And through the open window, she hands Charlie a sandwich as the train goes rumbling through. But did he ever return?
No, he never returned, and his fate is still unlearned. He may ride forever neath the streets of Boston. He's the man who never returned.
There, I can tell everybody I sung a duet with David Foster. I'm so proud, so
and you
proud.
sounded wonderful with
I'm
David.
gonna when I'm MC.
David just lost his after card when they heard it. He's no longer in the union. They just get him out of here. So anyway, yeah.
Anyway, great song.
Yeah, but
And-
it's
and-
so good that you guys are helping me promote this thing. Thank you both.
Always.
You
We
know.
love your concerts. We show up. We enjoy them, and we love the purpose.
Yes,
The
we do.
purpose of helping people in the community, people in need. fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see all the other people who come together, come to the concerts, enjoy the music, and also get the great feeling of fulfillment of helping people in need. And you enable that. You enable that to happen. It wouldn't happen without you, and we all know that.
Well, I just would feel I've been lucky in life, so I mean, I just feel like if I can help it in some way, and there's so many people in this community that help. I mean, I'm just one of the many. There's hundreds of people that This is definitely a village here. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people helping that soup kitchen. So, I'm not gonna. How would you say it? Take up any kind of a bow here, because there's many people that are keeping Kim going. You know what I'm saying?
It always takes a lot of village, but you have been a great leader in the village, and you have really
takes leaders too.
Yeah, it takes leaders, and giving the support that you've given has been so appreciated. And it's really something that we try to do at the state. But you've done, I can say, more in many ways than the state has for the town. And so it's been a wonderful thing to help the low-income population and the region.
Well, that's because I'm the Jewish loan shark. You heard about him, right?
No.
Hey, he lent out all his money in Split Town.
Anyway, I just want everybody to know, if you don't know it, folks, the Fine Arts Instructional Center place where the concert's going to take place is at 306 High Street in Willimantic. I want to make sure that people who've never been there before know where it is. 306.
It's right across from our brand new high school, basically, a little bit up the street, a little further up.
It's very close.
It's that building with all the glass windows in the front when you go by it.
Isn't it amazing that they're celebrating the Wyndham High School thing being finished?
Yeah.
Aren't they celebrating it this month?
It's being finished.
I hope so. Because I have to get over there because Dennis started
I think when you were away, it was a news item.
Yeah,
you were still in the air when I think it was on the news today. Yeah.
Oh, was it? We just got back today.
We just got back.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So you must have missed
that's right.
it.
We were gone for about 9 days.
Yeah.
And we missed a lot. And in fact, I got Chronicles piled up on the table that I haven't looked at yet.
Yeah.
I haven't been in touch with hardly anybody back home while we were away, except for you, because I knew about the concert and I wanted to make sure that we could get you on the show this Friday. And
did you notice this is the only show I did for the whole week here?
We weren't here. I assumed you would.
I just said if we're doing Susan and Dennis Fitzcarver, don't worry about it.
Oh, that's right. Well, I have to say, if you.
I told Ringo he's burned. I said no, Ringo. It's funny. Ringo came over the house. He almost drowned in the pool. Is the weight of the jewelry. He just started sinking. No, I was just kidding. I love you, Wayne, but. John Tewitt's coming, I think.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
great.
he's going to come.
John Tewitt has been talking about it on the radio.
He's worked hard on it.
I listened to his show this morning.
Yeah.
He talked about it. He played an ad, and John is wonderful. I listen to John Tewitt's show every chance I get, and I hear you there with the John. You have the John Tewitt theme.
Yes. Oh, that's right. I wrote that. I recorded that for him.
You want to sing that with me? No. All right, we covered that.
Hey, don't push it, okay?
Don't push it is right.
Holy Christ.
Anyway.
He's always wanted to, be a star.
No, I'm not. No, I'm happy.
We better get the ambulance down here from you.
I'm happy just being an octogenarian. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey.
Dennis, you're doing great, man.
Well, you too, I'll tell you, we got a great trio here, and when you throw Matt Rupar in, who now has his own show on the radio about music,
local
has he had you on yet?
Matt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't.
This show starts at 4:00.
Well, no, I would just think that, when he hears me, it's just sort of like. This is old stuff, man.
No, I think he appreciates all types of music.
I think the blues is.
Yeah, and I think when music.
I think young people like the blues.
I'm not a musician, but I wish I was. My mother was a classical pianist and really tried to lure me into it. So I'd memorize the tunes, but I would never, do much more than that. Anyway, I think that people who are really into music like all kinds of music.
Well, I do like your music, David. I heard it. I was listening in the bathroom. I do love your music. I want to play some.
See what I'm saying? He listens to my music, makes him go to the bathroom. what I'm saying?
That's an interesting
You know what I'm
interpretation
saying?
of what he
It's
said.
unbelievable. It's like, Matt, the Blues had a baby, and they named it rock and roll.
That's true.
That's
got that right.
Yeah, Muddy
Wow.
Waters, man.
Oh,
yeah.
I love that. That's great.
You got
It's
that
true,
right.
man. It's all blues. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's all
Yes.
comes from the blues.
Well, one of the
Yes, it
nice
does.
things about
Yes, it
people
does.
who sing the blues like you are they have great senses of humor, and you do, and you're a very humorous guy, and you set us up one time with a great something I've never forgotten and something I brag about to all my friends. How Susan and I had dinner with the late great Matt Guitar Murphy.
Yes.
You set us up with a dinner with him right down the street.
Yeah, yeah.
Remember you did that show in that.
Oh, really? Remember Matt used to say, "Oh, really?" He was.
Oh, yeah.
He was big on that. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Matt and I talked
Hey, Matt,
about.
you sound good. Do I?
We talked about.
He
the
loved it.
We
It
talked
was-
about.
it was
I talked
wonderful.
about the Blues Brothers movie with Matt Murphy. What a great thrill that was to talk about the man who was with Belushi and Aykroyd.
And Aretha's husband in the movie.
yes, and Aretha Franklin. Yeah, in the movie.
Oh God, yeah,
And
amazing.
That incredible
great
scene,
scene.
and the dancing scene, and the
Song.
And the
How
restaurant there?
about like when we'd be down south and we'd be down there, Highway 51 down where the cotton fields were, Road pitch black, not a street light anywhere,
Right.
right? Nothing, just dark as can be, right?
Yep.
And I'd wake up out of a sound sleep and no, I was driving, and Matt would wake up out of a sound
Okay,
sleep.
That's better.
Matt would wake up and he'd go, Lefty, about a quarter of a mile down the road, make a right.
Wow, he had it all timed out.
He didn't even need a road atlas.
No.
I mean, he was frightening. No matter where in the country he was, he knew exactly where he was. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a great thing.
And then when he'd get tired, he'd put me on the wheel, and then he'd go, Lefty, you drive good. Keep driving. It's just like,
What
So anyway, John Tewitt's doing his show this morning,
Uh-huh.
and it was all about Steely Dan and Skunk Baxter.
Yes,
Oh, wow.
yes, it was.
So I went, holy shit. I remember when Mike Finnegan, my organ player, who was friendly with the Steely Dan gang,
Yeah.
he called Skunk and said, hey, Skunk, I'm back east. Aren't you back east in New York doing some stuff? He goes, yeah. He goes, well, you open on Sunday night? He goes, I just happened to be open. He goes, I play with this great band, we'd like to invite you to play, He goes, I'll be there. What time's the hit, So Skunk Baxter showed up and he played pedal steel and he played,
Wow.
So I called John and told him that, and John had never knew it. And he goes, Lefty just called me and said that Skunk Baxter played with the All-Stars at the Wolf Den. He goes, my mind is blown. He goes, he's like the greatest guitar player that ever hit the planet. And, it's just another one that's come to play with the All-Stars. You know what I mean? But that was because of Mike Finnegan, yeah.
And I heard a good part of that show, and John listed all the bands and all the artists, including Barbra Streisand, that Skunk Baxter had played with. He'd played with everybody.
Yeah, everybody,
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah,
So it's just it's so nice to that's the one thing there's not many nice things about being our age. But the one thing that's nice about it is if you've done something and that's all you've done all your life, it's like an electrician or like being a carpenter or, whatever. I mean, after a while, whatever you do it pretty good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If not, there's something really wrong. It's
That's
just
right.
sort of like, hey, buddy, did you fall on the sidewalk or something? But, so I'm just saying I'm grateful for that. And I'm
you're
thankful that I got to play with so many incredible people and learn so much,
Absolutely.
You know.
I also want to thank John publicly for his show. It's a great show, and
It is a great show.
11 o'clock every morning every weekday morning on WILI. He plays.
Do you have his book?
No, I do not have his book.
You should get that.
I will.
It's every show that he's ever done for
I didn't know.
every date and every song that he played.
I gotta do
that
that.
show.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's fabulous.
Oh, I have to
He
take
sent
a
me
look.
one
Oh, I wanna-
for my birthday. It
I
was-
didn't know
that's
he had
wonderful.
one.
Take a peek,
Did you know
yeah.
that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
You got to read it too.
Yeah, he's-
I got to
yeah.
tell you.
Hey, what the hell's going on here? You guys, this is your radio station.
I read Wayne's book. Wayne wrote a book about UConn basketball. In fact,
Yeah.
John Risley gave me his copy, and John passed away, and I still have it. But
there's another one I miss.
Oh,
man.
Oh, yeah.
Risley was great.
Very,
man.
very
Fantastic.
sad to lose him. Yeah.
fantastic guy.
Risley said to me, I was trying to be on the basketball team, and he liked me, but
Yeah.
but I wasn't really much of a basketball player. I'm an appreciator, but. So anyway, we're at practice one day, and we're on the foul line, and I show up, and I've got black socks on with my sneakers, right? That was big just to be that. Risley was just looking at me going, So anyway, then I do the two-hand push shot like Cousy in the old days, from the line.
Such a, yeah.
It went over the backboard. It wasn't even close, right? So they went, Foster, he goes, "You're a good kid. Go to music class."
That sounds like John Risley.
He goes, "This is no place for you." You know what I mean?
That sounds like John Risley.
So I said, "Well, there's an upside there. You're not going to throw me in the pool anymore." Are you? He goes, "Nope. You'll be in music class. Get out." But he was so sweet to me.
Yeah.
And he'd come to the Wolf Den and see me sing in his older age.
Yeah.
He was such a nice man.
Great guy.
Very
I
nice.
love you, John. I miss you.
He was a tough guy, but a nice guy, and
He loved this community. He loved it.
Oh,
He did.
yeah.
There's no doubt.
Yeah.
He really did. I had some good chats with
We had so many good people that when we were growing up, when we were kids, man. Frank Cutco, the guy that ran the Y. And
I saw Frank Cutco play basketball in New Britain, Connecticut when I was about 10 years old. He played at an old place called Stanley Arena. He was playing with,
he called me a few years
He was
ago.
a terrific player.
He called me a few years ago from Baltimore, where he lives.
yeah. He's
He
still,
goes,
he's still there?
He goes, "I still get the Chronicle." He goes,
Oh, my
"I'm really
God.
proud of you, David." He goes, "I remember when you were playing in the basketball league when you were 5 years old, and the score of the game was the Scorpions 4 and the Hot Shots 2. That was the score of the
Well,
whole
that's
game.
5-year-old basketball.
I said, "Well, yeah, we couldn't even reach the rim for Christ. We were so little."
so cute.
But he goes, "You've come a long way." I went, "Well, thank God." It's like, but anyway, I mean, all these memories they live on.
Oh, absolutely. This town has had so many. I just saw Andy Zuckery just passed away, who played from Wyndham High School.
And Wes Balasugni used to love the All Stars. He came religiously to the Wolf.
I used to see Wes Balasugni and his wife at your concerts at the.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I'd be there with Wayno, and Wes would come over. And
Yeah.
I didn't know him. Wayne, I had seen him play basketball, but Wayno introduced me to him.
He was the
And,
best. He was the best shooter I've ever seen.
Yeah,
to this day,
the
because there was no 3-pointer then.
No, he used to shoot from downtown. The Poughkeepsie Popper, they used to call him on
Yeah,
the radio.
you're right.
George
Yeah.
Ehrlich.
Yep.
I'm gonna
George Ehrlich
just,
used to do the radios.
I'm going to just take over Dennis's ideas and
Yeah,
go
talk
back
about
to
the concert.
Yeah, we're getting really deep.
and
it's
I
fun,
would
it's
love
fun.
to talk about how, when, where, and what this is going to benefit.
All right, this Sunday we're going to raise money for the Soup Kitchen at the Eastern Connecticut State University Fine Arts Center at 306 High Street in Wyndham. It's a beautiful, beautiful facility. I'm going to pay the band and the advertising and the production and everything. So every penny that's taken in will go directly to Kimberly at the Soup Kitchen to buy food or to fix the freezer or to whatever she's going to need. There's always a lot of things that she's in need of because we've said it every year. The Soup Kitchen doesn't take in any money. It just goes through a fortune. And now the government is not giving food to anybody since the pandemic is over. She has to buy her food. So talk about a challenge. And she's made it work. And she's feeding 1 million meals a year. I mean, she's astounding. And Ray, too, who helps her immensely.
Yes.
Ray Armini.
Ray Armini. I
Yes,
mean, just,
very good guy.
and then
He's a saint.
He's
Man
a
is a
saint.
saint.
Yep.
Yes.
So
really.
we love them, and we just want to help them in any way we can because they eat, sleep, and drink. Their whole life is to make sure nobody's hungry.
And that's and they had lost their refrigerator, which caused them a real hardship. In addition to losing some of the funding from the federal COVID money, now they also lost money because they had a freezer problem.
Oh, big money. They lost $5,000 or $8,000 worth of food, but then they said it could cost anywhere from $50,000 to $60,000 to fix the freezer. So
Yeah.
they have a those are
huge
real
freezer.
numbers. You know what I mean? So, that's why I'm so grateful to all the other people in the community. The Napa people.
Yep.
Together with the logging folks out in Scotland, the Pazzarello family, and then the Miller brothers. There's been so many families that have stepped up every single year and just, brought them money and checks. And so, I mean, we love them all. And anyway, so just try to help us on Sunday.
Not only that, help yourselves. It's a great concert. It's going to be wonderful, and I especially want to reach out to the younger people.
It's a nice way to raise money because you get to hear a great music.
Great music.
And the money goes to, so it's like a double win.
Yeah, the blues never gets old. I mean, it is timeless, and this is great. You got all these great blues artists. I mean, just for example, we don't have much time left, but John Cafferty from the old Beaver Brown Band. Everybody who remembers Eddie and the Cruisers. If you haven't seen the movie Eddie and the Cruisers, dial it up sometime. Take a look at it. Great movie. John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band had a big hit in that movie.
I had the blues so bad one time it put my face in a permanent frown. But now I'm feeling so much better. I could walk into town.
All right. Okay, we'll see you all on Sunday, December 15th. That's this Sunday, 4 p.m., and they're going to go till 7 p.m. with all these great artists. And hope to see you all there at Eastern Connecticut State University Fine Arts Center, 306 High Street, Wyndham. Thank you so much, David Lefty Foster.
And don't forget, we love you.
Yes, we do. And thank you all for listening, and tune in next week for another great show.